I call Nukarako Tanakwe.
Kia ora, te mana whakawā. I take a stand to take a short call on the Earthquake-Prone Buildings Amendment Bill and agree with the previous speaker. Us from Christchurch, sir, we've just had the 5th anniversary. The latest earthquake, sir, was on Monday morning early, about 3 o'clock, and it was right under my house because that's where the epicentre was, in Cashmere View Street. So what we're seeing here, sir, is that there is a continuous flow of aftershocks even after 5 years. And so, sir, I want to congratulate the Minister because at least we are being very, very considered here in this bill, because it's not just in Christchurch. New Zealand is a young country, a lot of seismic risks right across Aotearoa. And so this bill, sir, it does address something that people from Christchurch, those that are here now from Christchurch, would never want to see anything like that happened in our city, sir. And so this bill really is a catalyst in a lot of ways to address the whole situation of earthquake-prone buildings across New Zealand. Sir, this bill also, we have heard during the submissions process, sir, a lot of submitters, a lot of local bodies, a lot of councils. We even heard, sir, from people like Anne Bauer, who was injured during the earthquakes. And, sir, that's actually, listening to these submissions, that is why there were a number of changes that were made. And I think the main changes, one is actually about the varying timetables for strengthening the relative earthquake risk buildings from a high, medium to low. And the reason for that, sir, because we've heard across councils right across New Zealand during the submissions process in the fact that, we needed to categorise these high-risk areas, medium and low, because it's in all fairness, sir, because there are obviously huge costs that are related, to identifying these buildings. So we had to do it and put a system in place that was really related to the various risk factors right across the country. So that was the first one. The next one, sir, was that looking at the bill before, we then came up with a situation, listening to the submissions again, about the prioritisation of public buildings, particularly education, buildings used for education, hospitals, emergency services. And the one thing too that came out of this, and this was particularly from Anne Bauer's submission, is that there are those buildings, sir, that have facades and parapets actually that were dangerous, that did cause a lot of injury and in some cases death. Sir, so it was during that prioritisation part of the bill that we thought it was important to make that change. The other one, sir, was the fact is that we needed to categorise also other buildings right across, particularly by reducing the number of buildings covered, farms, retaining walls, monuments, wharves and all that. So, sir, looking at this bill, it is very timely. It is a bill, sir, that really I and all of my colleagues, sir, particularly on this side of the House, recommend and support, and hopefully that, sir, this bill can go through and become legislation. Kia ora.
Members, this debate is concluded. The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. A party vote's been called for. Ask the clerk to conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
32 votes in favour.
Green Party.
14 votes in favour.
New Zealand First.
12 votes in favour.
Māori Party.
2 votes in favour.
At New Zealand.
1 vote opposed.
United Future.
1 vote in favour.
Members, the ayes are 120, the noes are 1. The motion is agreed to.
Earthquake-prone buildings amendment bill, second reading.
This bill is set down for committee stage next sitting day. Call on government